Hi, ladies and gentlemen. This is Cryptic Wolf coming to you late at night. I believe it is 1:36, 1:37 p.m. Um, I just wanted to make a video because I've been feeling real down lately about everything. Ever since I moved out of my parents' house when I believe I was 22 years old when I moved out. Got an apartment with my twin sister. Everything was going fine. We had Section 8 and we had a nice apartment. Then things started going south for me and my twin. Basically, her boyfriend at the time was, she would go over there for like the weekend and then come back because of appointments and stuff like that. And, I would call her nonstop, like all the time, because I was worried about her being in without me and everything like that. And that's what a normal twin does. They are very concerned. I never met him. At the time she was dating a guy named Clinton, and he sounded nice. Like, I hung out with him a couple times. He was doing good and everything. He was sober. He wasn't using. He was. I never knew he ever that of anything going wrong. But over the years, she decided to try to move in with him. She basically left me for her boyfriend. Um, at the time, you were able to transfer the Section 8 over to a family member, which she had it from my mother, and then she gave it to me, and then I had my youngest sister, which is living with me now. She was pregnant with her son that is now almost 15. And I thought everything was going well for me back in Wallingford. But then I ended up going to Rushford. I was hospitalized a couple times because of stress and just my depression was getting bad. My eating disorder, which at the time I was still dealing with bulimia. There was like a whole bunch of drama and crap going on with my family and stuff like that. And I moved all the way to the same building as them, I ended up doing, which was 80 Hanover Street in one of the towers. And then I was going to therapy. I was trying to get my meds corrected. It just it didn't seem like everything was working out for me because none of the medicine was helping me. I was just letting the doctors, you know, do whatever, and all it did was harm me in the long run. Then she stopped dating Clinton, moved into after I left Wallingford, basically the town I grew up in and everything. I left a lot of my friends, um, which still to this day, I miss them a lot. I miss my friend David. I miss the child that I used to babysit for his mother, and he's gone now. He has two kids that I know of, two sons. One looks exactly like him in the pictures that I've seen. His mother is still distraught on his passing. She did end up having a little girl, not that long into me babysitting him. Um, he was like a gamer and everything like that. He showed me games and stuff like that I never saw, never knew about and stuff, and I hung out with him a lot. I've always seemed like I can handle watching children for a certain amount of time, you know, get them ready for bed, brush their teeth, you know, either I have to bathe them or they can bathe themselves. Just make sure everything's neat and tidy, pick up after the kid, organize things, make sure they eat dinner and stuff. And his mother was really chill. I miss her too, I miss hanging out with her. She got me into like Ozzy Osbourne and Disturbed and a whole bunch of rock and heavy metal singers, which I do still like. Um, but back onto the focus part. Basically, this video is just to state that I'm very concerned of everything. Everything is not going as I would like it to. I used to live in apartments for like a year or at most 2 years, and then I would move. Then, after the towers, I moved into a 2-bedroom apartment with my twin again after everything went down in Wallingford. My friends stopped coming over. My parents were separated. My dad even had the nerve to bring his girlfriend over, and I hated every minute of it. My sister Sharon, on the other hand, didn't mind it. She thought he deserved it, to be happy. I thought all the happiness in the world would be his children and the wife he married and made vows with. You know. But even to this day, I question a lot of things that I've done, a lot of things that I've said, a lot of things that I wish I could change. People always tell me not to dwell on the past, but like I always tell people, the past makes your future. You end up being the person that you were raised. Like when you're a child and you're getting yourself beaten up by your own parents for years on end, how do you think you grow up? How do you think your mind has put yourself into? Basically, it's like an Alice in Wonderland thing. Your mind goes and makes its own reality, and it only wants to stay in that reality because it makes you happy. It has nothing to do with drugs, nothing to do with alcohol, nothing to do with mental or the meds. To this day, I still feel like I'm in a loop, basically. I wake up, I take my meds, I play some video games, try to make new friends online, chat with my family, make sure everybody's okay. But does anybody really, think to themselves, are you okay? Like, have they asked me that? And yeah, they have. They asked me if I was okay. But I would reassure them and let them know, yeah, everything is fine. But there's an emoji as a picture that you can get as a wallpaper that shows a very sad emoji holding up with another hand a smiling face of the same exact picture. But exactly the opposite. When you're sad, you put on a smile to make people feel like you're okay. That's how I feel like I am. I put on a brave face for people and everything like that. I'm always concerned about other people. And I've bottled in so much frustration, so much hate, so much fear from my family, from my friends, from people who have passed. It just bottles up inside of you. And I hate it that I do that to myself. I really do. And I just want to be happy. That's all I want to do. I'm 38 years old. I've never had a child of my very own. People have told me, oh, because you're mentally ill, because you're schizophrenic, they'll take your child away. You'll have to put it up for adoption. You may as well have an abortion. I'm like, no, no. As I was sitting outside of my room on the deck smoking, because I still do that, and I hate that too, because that's how one of my grandfathers died from smoking. But I really don't know what to really think, what to really do. I want to be happy. I seriously do. I want to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or both. I'm not picky. And have like a loving, caring relationship that I can probably, raise a child the way I would want to raise them. They would have their education, they would have the things that they would need, The closest thing that I had to my own child was two separate dolls, and they were baby borns, and I would literally buy real baby newborn diapers, real baby like everything, clothes, socks, bathroom stuff like shampoos and body lotions and everything. I would be stocked up for it. And then I would end up getting creeped out by the doll after a while, and I would just get rid of it. And the first two dolls that I had were actually stolen from me, from my nieces. And then my third one, I woke up one day, and when you lay a baby born on its back, their eyes close, and when you sit them up, they open, and they literally cry like tears, and they pee. So, like if you feed them a bottle and you squeeze their hand, they would have like tears coming down their faces, like to show pain or something. And I would always change its diaper. I would give it baths. I would, carry it around with me like a baby. I wasn't smoking the whole time I had them. I was always concerned that the baby would be like sick from my cigarette smoke. So, but one day I woke up and the baby was on its back, but its head was facing me, and it was like its eyes were open, like straight up open, staring at me. And right off the bat, I grabbed its clothes. I grabbed some other stuff that I paid for. Baby clothes aren't cheap. And this was before COVID. And I spent 30 something dollars of mine to get this doll. And I ended up putting it in a baby blanket, a couple baby blankets with all of its items. And I threw it away because I was scared. I thought the doll was cursed. I thought that this house that I live in has problems, like spiritually. And I'm a very spiritual person when it comes down to it. I'm pagan, and it's nothing to be ashamed about. I do a lot of reading. I collect a lot of stones. There's just, I don't know. I put on so much weight. It's making me very depressed, very antisocial. I hang out with my nephew's friends that they're a couple years older than him or a couple years younger than him. I don't know. If you have any comments for me, leave it down in the description below. And I I hoped that this video wasn't going to be over 15 minutes long, but here we are. I guess this is like a midlife crisis kind of rant. I'm just not happy. I don't want to leave my house or move out because I made a promise to my sister, and I'm trying my hardest, to deal with the frustrations, to deal with the craziness, everything. I just I don't want to leave because then I feel like I'm leaving my nephew and that he'll have nobody to talk to, nobody to, like, basically support his ideas and stuff like that. But I just feel at this point right now, I'm 38, I don't have any kids, no partner, nothing. I need to start living my life the way I really want to choose to live. And I want to fight off the depression and fight off the fear of everything. My boyfriend in Meriden had the choice after 2 years of dating me, to propose to me. And he never did, and he never got the chance to. And he's gone now. And I felt like I basically went down a spiral, after he was gone. It was, of course, 2 years that I was notified of his death, and he was cremated. There was nothing in the newspapers, like an obituary or nothing. But an infection went from, his undercarriage all the way up to his heart, and I do blame a lot on myself. Yeah. I blame my great aunt's death on myself. I blame a lot of people's deaths on myself, And I know I shouldn't be doing that, but it's something that I've always believed in, taking somebody else's pain away by putting it on yourself, all different kinds of stuff. I've been in and out of relationships since I was in my early 20s. Nothing ever worked out until I met my boyfriend of 2 years, and then I ended up leaving him to go to Mansfield in stores, and I guess he felt betrayed for some reason, but I was basically told that a child molester of my past was living around my corner of my street in Meriden, and I was scared. And it scared me so much that, I thought he was dead, because when he went into jail, he was already in his 70s. So I thought he was dead, but like I said before, I just want to be happy. That's all I want in life. People to be happy, me to be happy, just all happiness. But sometimes it puts a halter on that, and you're stuck. I literally feel stuck in a loop where I have deja vu and everything. And it's just driving me freaking insane. But I'll talk to you guys another time. I'm just really tired. And I really don't know what else to say. There's so much to say, but not enough time in the world to say it. You only live a certain amount of times and die a certain amount of times until you're like, enough's enough. But yeah, leave a comment down below. Let me know if you've ever felt like this. Let me know if you have family like this. I have 2 step siblings, which are older. Then it's Bethany, my twin, me, Sharon, Matthew, Mark. And then Mark has kids. Matthew is expecting a boy soon. Congrats. Um, Sharon has had 3 kids, and my sisters, Amy had, I believe 2, and Tanya had 6, I believe. And me and my twin haven't had anybody. No kids whatsoever, and we're 38 years old. We're basically at the age where having a child would be basically abuse on our bodies and our minds and the child, you know. So, all the time spent taking care of family members, kids, and all that stuff since 12 years old did not pay off. None of it paid off. And I'm miserable and depressed, and I don't know how much I can really take of this anymore. I'm balding, and I'm getting gray hairs. Like, really? Come on now. I'm gonna have to start dyeing my hair more. But I don't know what else to say. I'm very immature at heart. I like Naruto. I like Mushmallows, like my boba tea over there. I like Pokemon and all different kinds of stuff. And, I collect wigs and everything for, like, not for cosplaying, but just to make my self-esteem go a little bit more higher than normal. But there's basically almost nothing that's making me happy right now, except my nephew. He's the world to me. I try to make a good statement with him, you know, try to give him as much help as he needs, along with his parents helping too. And a lot of times I cross the boundaries and try parenting him. You know, it's just like a motherly kind of role that I've always been playing for basically my entire life. Except I have no child, and people have told me multiple times that since I was mentally disabled that it could pass on to my son or my daughter, or I wouldn't be able to raise my child right, and they would take him away or take her away. You know, I would never want to have that done. I've seen what kids look like in the system. I know that they're not treated right. We definitely didn't get treated right in foster care, so. But I'll let you guys go. I'm sorry for the long rant. Bye.